Hi everyone, my name is Sumit Agrawal. I am a Director of Product Management here at Informatica, responsible for our big data products. As more of our customers are going towards digital transformation, they are actually going away from on-premise data warehouse and they are going towards cloud and data lake scenarios. In this video, we're going to talk about how Informatica can help you in this journey to cloud. We'll show you the different things we are doing on Amazon. We'll talk about a data lake use case followed by a demo. So now let's talk about the different things we are doing on Amazon. So the first thing is how you actually deploy big data management on Amazon Cloud. So when we talk about deployment, we actually have two ways of deploying big data management on Amazon Cloud. One is going through a standard method. So in this method, you will install Informatica Banaries on a Hadoop cluster. You will spin up Informatica server just like you do in on-premise. So you will follow a standard method of deploying big data management on cloud. We also offer you another offer which we call a single click on Amazon. So in this method, we can spin up our EMR cluster for you as well as big data management all through an automated script. So we have big data management listed on Amazon Marketplace, and using few clicks, you can now install big data management as well as EMR cluster running on Amazon Cloud. Now let's talk about connectivity. So Informatica Big Data Management can help our customers to bring data to Amazon S3, which is actually the object store of Amazon. We can also connect to Amazon Redshift. We can connect to Aurora as well as Amazon RDS. When we talk about S3, there are multiple ways of connecting to S3. So we actually offer Hive on S3, which is actually a Hive layer on top of S3, as well as our own native S3 connector. Now let's talk about Hadoop processing. So Informatica Big Data Management completely support Elastic MapReduce, EMR, and we can also support running any kind of Hadoop distribution, whether it's Cloudera or Hortonworks running on EC2. So that means any jobs which you are actually going to create on Informatica Big Data Management, you can push down that job to any of these distributions. So now, since we have seen all the new functionality of big data management on cloud, now let's see how you can put all of this together to solve a use case, a data lake on cloud. So generally in data lake on cloud, you will have various kind of sources. It can be an on-prem sources like Oracle, Teradata, or a flat file, or you can also have some cloud data as well. So the first thing they like to do on a data lake use case is to put all these sources on an object store called Amazon S3. So with all this functionality, we can help customers to do step one, which is to ingest data onto Amazon S3. So also in Amazon, and especially on cloud, one of the big advantage you will see is that storage and compute are two different things. So as typically customers are using S3 for storage and EMR for processing. So once the data is landed on S3, the next thing the customers like to do is to do data preparation on Hadoop. In this case, I'm using EMR. So all the things which we were doing today on-prem, which is prepare or parse or match or cleanse, all these things you can now do running natively on EMR. So once you have done with the data preparation, customers are moving the prepared data back to an object store S3. And then from there, step 4 is to move that processed data to Redshift. And then you can put your favorite BI tool like Tableau on top of Redshift to do data analytics. To sum up, we can say that Informatica Big Data Management can now fully run on Amazon ecosystem. We can connect to all kind of Amazon services such as S3 and Redshift. We can push down the entire job to Amazon Elastic MapReduce as well as any other Hadoop cluster like Cloudera and Hortonworks running on EC2. So let's start the demo by showing you how we can deploy Informatica Big Data Management on cloud. So I'm picking up the Informatica Big Data Management, which is listed on Amazon Marketplace. So if you go and search in Google, you can actually find out this listing here, and you can just click on this deploy option, which will take you to our CloudFormation script, which we have written. In the next screen, you can actually write all the details which is required to spin up big data management on cloud. So we talk about the different networking details like subnets and VPC. You can also specify the EMR instance type, like whether it's M3 large or small. You can specify how many number of EMR nodes you want to spin up. You can also give the Amazon RDS information, which is the database used to store our repository, and then also details about Informatica Big Data Management console username and password. And this whole listing is bring your own license. So you need to have your own license key. You can keep it in an S3 bucket, and you need to specify that location here. So once you have all this entry, you can spin up BDM as well as EMR cluster, all running on your own VPC. So once the setup is done, you will see the big data management running on Amazon, and this is the admin console, which is showing you that we have now all the services like DIS and MRS running on Amazon Cloud. So this is the Informatica developer tool, which we use for doing the development of big data. And in this tool, we have created two mappings. The first mapping is reading from a flat file which is sitting on premise, and you are reading that file and moving to S3. And the second mapping is reading from S3, doing a bunch of transformation, and then writing to Redshift. It's super easy to run this whole mapping on Hadoop. So the only thing you have to do is come to the mapping runtime and click on a Hadoop option. And once you click on Hadoop, you can now run this entire job on Hadoop in all these execution mode. And then you can also select the cluster where you want to push down this job. So in this case, I have picked up EMR cluster. To run this mapping, it's super easy. You can right click and say run mapping, and it will run this mapping on Hadoop. So in this mapping, as we see, we are reading from S3 and writing to Redshift. So let's see what is my S3 source looks like. So this is the S3 console where you see the account information. So this is the data which we are reading. So now let's go to the Informatica monitoring console. And as you see here, we have different mappings which just got completed. So we have run this mapping into different modes. So the first mapping was moving from S3 to Redshift, and this mapping was completed. And this ran on a Hive on MapReduce. The second mapping was more from reading from S3 to S3. Here we ran this entire mapping into Spark execution mode. And then we have also have a third mapping which is reading from S3 and writing to S3, and this mapping is running on a Blaze mode. This is the account table in Redshift, and as you see here, we have all the data loaded into Redshift. So in this demo, you have seen how we can read from an S3 source and write to a Redshift, and also we have also seen how you can do the native processing on EMR in different execution mode. Thanks for watching this video. For any kind of questions and comments, please reach out to Informatica support.